Revenge.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another in-depth footage breakdown and news video about your favorite zombie show, The Walking Dead. After releasing back-to-back-to-back trailers for Season 8B, AMC injected us with yet another dosage of what's to come in All Out War in a behind-the-scenes look at the back half of Season 8. This video will break down that new material and update you on everything else Walking Dead related. Warning, beyond this point there are spoilers for people who are not up to date on AMC's The Walking Dead series. There's a lot of new footage in this video, so we're going to jump right in. The first shot here appears to be Morgan's spear covered in blood drawing a line in the sand. This is very symbolic to what the communities have done against Negan and may signify the beginning of some showdown. Next we see Rick alongside a shipping container. Given what we know from the other trailers, this location is probably the garbage people's junkyard. Here we see the shadow of Carl. This looks to be from his big letter writing scene in the mid-season finale. This clip shows us Rosita looking worried in the sewers with some other Alexandrians in the background. The next shot is of Morgan creeping out of the woods and watching a vehicle pull away. It's daylight, so this could be the morning after his rescue attempt in the kingdom with Carol. That shot transitions into this clip with a gun sliding into frame and an out-of-focus Ezekiel directly behind it. This shot probably matches the footage from the Nightmare trailer where Ezekiel hit the deck after some kind of blast. The next shot appears to be Morgan jumping into the frame given his shoes and body armor. We then see a shot from the previous trailer where he's walking through a smoky room. Here we see a clip from the extended mid-season premiere sneak peek where Daryl gives his worst nightmare line as the group decides to make a last stand at the hilltop.
We'll be their worst damn nightmare.
Next up is an interview bite from EP Greg Nicotero, who also directed the mid-season premiere and admitted that it brought him to tears in the first 20 minutes.
Their biggest strength is their tenacity.
We can take them one by one.
And their determination to win.
We have to do this now.
They want to survive.
Nicotero's bites are intercut with Morgan and Carol's conversation about rescuing King Ezekiel. The second clip has a line we haven't heard before and expresses Carol's sense of urgency.
We have to do this now.
It's been confirmed that Carol and Morgan's rescue will be included in the mid-season premiere by reviews of the mid-season premiere, but we'll get more into that later. Next we see a shot we've seen before of Maggie at the hilltop. Nicotero's bite talks about the motivations of Rick, Maggie, and everyone else.
They want to set themselves up to build a community where life can go on. That's the plan.
Here we see an extended clip of Daryl comforting Rick, but we see here it's right before he leaves, most likely for the swamps with the rest of the Alexandrians, except for the Grimes family. Next we see an interview from Andrew Lincoln, aka Rick Grimes, about the greatest strength of the three communities, that they work together as one. Lincoln's bite transitions into one of the producer's bites about how it's not looking good for Rick and the gang.
There is a bit of a sense of defeat.
The next clip we see Nicotero telling us the group's biggest problem. They let their emotions interfere with the plan. Here's a pretty big reveal, as clearly the rescue attempt worked as Ezekiel is with Carol and Morgan. This is the first time we've seen Ezekiel with his freedom since the mid-season finale, and now we know he will most likely be a part of the last stand. It appears that Morgan could be letting his emotions control him here, but one thing we do know for certain is that wherever he goes, he's not gonna die.
Their judgment gets clouded.
You don't want to do this.
I have.
Next, we see a badass shot of Michonne chopping a walker right down the middle, and it's clear Michonne is also being controlled by her emotions as Rick is trying to get her to run away. Andrew Lincoln then explains that people are dealing with the loss in different ways.
The fallout from the loss makes people do different things.
We have to admit this looks really bad for Carl. Next, we see some new footage of Morgan crawling away from his sniper post while the whole place gets sprayed up. Lenny James teases possibly some sort of betrayal in his interview bite as we see another new clip of the unstoppable Morgan gearing up for more killing.
I think the biggest weakness is the people we are both forced to and decide to trust. And that's going to be tested.
James's bite leads right into a shot of Michonne slamming Dwight against the wall. Will he end up turning on the Alexandrians eventually? Next we hear a producer's bite about being driven by rage, and we finally see a full confirmation that Negan is creating bioweapons as Lucille is coated in walker guts to make sure even a scratch from her could be lethal. This shot transitions into another producer's line about each person's individual journey, while we see a new shot of Enid and Aaron, most likely in Oceanside, then the Alexandrians in the sewers. Here we see a shot that tells us Ezekiel's rescue attempt is most likely carried out by more than just Carol and Morgan. We see two people here taking aim at who appears to be Gavin. We've looked through multiple shots of Kingdom residents and are not sure we recognize these two, but the way that this is edited suggests they're part of the rescue attempt. Given earlier footage of Carol and Morgan in an earlier trailer, it seems the guy in the background is the savior that Carol kills. In this shot, we see Ezekiel being held probably as a hostage, and are going to take a leap of logic that Ezekiel possibly picked up the pistol that was slid to him and will turn the tables on Gavin and kill him with that pistol. This next shot is our least favorite of the whole video. It shows what is most definitely a bite mark on Carl's side and his painful reaction to opening his shirt. All signs point to Carl dying, but we do want to draw attention to the fact that we don't see any holes in his shirt. Did the walker's actual teeth penetrate the skin? We sure hope not, and that Carl finds a way to fight off his infection. The last two shots are of Rick as Nicotero talks about how Carl's bite will affect him.
When we reveal Carl is bitten, that really is a defining moment that redirects Rick.
So to recap, we've learned that Ezekiel will be rescued, that Morgan goes off on his own after the rescue attempt, Michonne is in full-on rage mode, and it's finally confirmed that Negan is creating bioweapons with walker guts. The mid-season premiere has been reviewed by a few media outlets, and there still has not been official confirmation of Carl's death. A review from Den of Geek even states there will be a few interesting twists that will undoubtedly keep fans talking until the season finale. What will these interesting twists be? The review would go on to say, there's a real sense of finality in the closing moments of Honor that may very well make you scream. Some of it is purely baiting the audience. If you're still fooled by every single tease doled out by the show, I can't help you. But there's also something a bit more nuanced behind the episode's ending. What exactly does this mean? Why would it make you scream? What is baiting the audience, and what is the nuance? Again, this is very vague, as probably required by AMC as a condition to review the episode early, but this still doesn't confirm Carl will die.
Let him go.
Is there a dumpster in his future? In a little over a week, hopefully we'll know for sure. Thanks for watching our videos and supporting our channel. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Turn on the notifications button for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.